Shooting is a core component of Rocket League that is often overlooked. Regardless of your rank, there's always room to improve how you shoot out on the field. The aim of Rocket League is relatively simple: score more goals than the opposing team within the 5-minute time limit. How do we do this? Shoot the ball effectively. Hey, I'm Jack. I'm a Grand Champion in Rocket League and have played the game since 2016. In this video, I'm going to show you the ways I learned to shoot more effectively in Rocket League. I'll split the video up into 3 parts, breaking down what an effective shot is, tips for shooting effectively, and providing you with some training packs to work on your shooting. Let's get into it. Throughout my 5,000 hours of playing Rocket League, I've learned many ways to hit the ball. Some shots have been the most precise and effective ways to hit the ball, leaving my opponents completely stunned. Other times, completely whiffing the ball and leaving me shaking my head in embarrassment. As you play the game more, you start to realize and pick up on what exactly makes an effective shot. And over my longish Rocket League career, these are the components that I believe make an effective shot. Your momentum. It probably goes without saying being a physics-based game, but your momentum can have a massive impact on how effective your shot is. Your car traveling at supersonic speed is going to put a ton more mass through the ball in comparison to a small chip that may be blocked by your opponent. Don't get me wrong though, hitting the ball lightly can also be quite effective and catch your opponents off guard. Next is the ball's momentum. Again, this one's quite simple to pick up too. It's going to be a lot harder to shoot a ball effectively if it's just rolling on the ground with little to no momentum. But if it's a booming pass from your teammate, that can be redirected with way more power into your opponent's goal. The next is hitting the ball precisely. Whether it's a power shot, a volley, a half volley, or a redirect from your teammate, it's important to hit the ball precisely. As I started to watch more and more tutorials on YouTube, I noticed that a lot of the pro players and higher ranked players at the time were air rolling into their shots to put all the mass from that car into the ball for a booming shot. I also learned where exactly to hit the ball using my car to ensure my shot was well placed enough that my opponents couldn't save it. This also leads me to my last point, being placement. I remember after shortly moving to PC and on the verge of hitting champion for the first time, noticing all my opponents were able to save every single shot I'd put on net. Once I started to analyze my replays, I noticed straight away that I was literally aiming all of my shots directly at my opponents sitting in that net. Aiming for the top corners of the goalpost didn't even exist in my mind at the time. It was at this stage of my Rocket League journey that I realized I needed to be creative with my shot placements. Sometimes I'd notice they'd creep a little too far past that corner post, allowing me to put a shot directly behind them and catch them completely off guard for a goal. Here I was thinking Rocket League was a simple game to get the hang of. Completely wrong there, Jack. So, I provided you with a general overview on what makes an effective shot. Let me go through some tips that helped me learn how to shoot effectively in the game. The first is to actually really concentrate on the speed of your car. I noticed early on that I was going way too fast and holding boost down for way too long, preventing me from setting up to hit a perfect power shot into my opponent's net. Sometimes I feel we as Rocket League players think they were under more pressure than we actually are, when in reality we actually have more time than we think. So maybe it's just a small tap on your brakes to ensure you can hit the ball as effectively and precisely as possible. Next is to pay attention to the ball's momentum. Before putting a shot on your opponent's net, consider the momentum of the ball. It's going to be really tough to get a goal if the ball is approaching you at turtle-like speed. It's why it's important to determine what kind of shot you're looking to set up. Is it going to be a half volley? Is it going to be a redirect? Or are you actually going to take possession of the ball to set up a dribble play? Next is to think of the position of your car on the field. Positioning your car correctly allows you to put as much power as possible into the ball for an effective shot. If I'm wanting to shoot into the top left corner of my opponent's goal, I'll make sure to position my car on the right side of the ball. This makes it a lot easier to get the shot as closely into the top left corner as possible. I also like to factor in both how close I am to my opponent's goal and also how close my opponents are to me. Sometimes performing a power shot and giving away possession isn't the best option, so at times may need to take possession of the ball to set up the next play. Next is to use air roll. Quick disclaimer, I must admit I overuse air roll way too much for my own good. So if you're in your early stages of Rocket League, please make sure to not overdo this. Air roll allows you to more precisely align where exactly you want the ball to hit your car, and also can assist with providing more power into your shot. I'll use putting a shot in the top left corner of my opponent's goal again here. In this instance, I'm going to air roll to the right so I generate even more power when hitting the ball to the left of the goal. When I first started to learn air rolls, my main goal was to use the corner of my car to hit the ball every time, and then as this started to progress, became natural muscle memory. However, has also turned into me wanting to freestyle every single shot I take on the field. I do not recommend that. Next is to focus on the timing of your dodge. This ensures you're hitting the ball with the correct part of your car to allow for the most effective shot possible. Using your second jump too quickly will result in a weaker shot, more often than not being saved by your opponent. Alternatively, if you wait too long to use your second jump, may actually result in missing the ball. Now this may sound boring to some, but the only time I really learned how to exactly time my second jump when taking a shot was through free play as well as custom training. This is why I hate Rocket League sometimes. It's really based on the feel of it, and the only recommendation I have for you here is to continue practicing hitting the ball. Lastly is to get creative. Sometimes Rocket League requires a bit of experimenting, and as you climb the ranks in the game, a lot of players will know how to expect a variety of shots coming at them. If you're a player like me who likes to absolutely smash the living daylights out of the ball, your opponents start to realize you're only capable of hitting a power shot over and over again, allowing them to prepare for those shots in net. Perhaps it's taking possession of the ball to throw in some flicks over your opponents, or potentially looking for your teammate to set up a passing play. One thing I've learned about being effective and precise with shooting in Rocket League is that you can't be predictable. You need to mix it up with either taking aerial shots, ground shots, power shots, half volleys, redirects, you name it. You can't rely on the one same shot to win your games and rank up in Rocket League. Okay. This section of the video now will go into utilizing free play as well as the custom training packs in Rocket League to help you with shooting accurately and powerfully. A lot of people, including myself, tend to actually neglect free play, as it's actually one of the most effective ways to learn how to hit the ball effectively. I say this as custom training almost forces you to practice the same shot over and over, whereas in free play it actually mimics real-time Rocket League. Especially with the most recent updates allowing players to actually reset their shots, it provides a lot more opportunity to set up realistic plays that you will expect in your games. A common way that I like to practice my power shots in free play training is actually hitting it off the backboard in order to line up a shot. I also like to use the different kickoffs to shoot it at different points on the backboard, allowing me to really work on the angles that I'm trying to take. As you can see, it really forces you to make a wise decision on how best to shoot the shot. I know in particular I like to rush every single shot and oftentimes as a result whiff completely like that. I suggest doing about 5 minutes of hitting it off the backboard and into your net. Next, working on power shots from different angles on the field. You may hit it off the sides of the wall, the backboards, or even look at setting up a redirect to yourself. The first training pack is Power and Accuracy by Virge. I like this pack because it provides a variety of shots that you will encounter in your games. That includes shots from the ground, as you can see here on the screen, as well as if we flick through the pack to a bit further on, providing a chance to actually work on your power shots from receiving a redirect or a pass on the field. While you can redirect shots with a single or a double jump, I actually recommend trying to hit the ball at its highest point in order to get it in for a power shot. This again helps you work on both your air rolling as well as the timing of your dodge to actually get it into the net. The importance of hitting the ball at its highest point allows you to generate the most power. If we wait for the ball to drop, it actually makes it a lot harder to actually get the shot on net, and oftentimes not as powerful. As the pack goes on though, you will encounter some aerial shots that you'll need to take. However, this is also good practice in working on your aerial shots. The next pack is Strength and Accuracy by Vince. Now this pack is really useful for working on your power shots. It's also a great pack to work on your shot placements too. For me, I spent a good 5 minutes or so on each shot actually working on where I wanted to place it within the net. As I got further up the ranks in the game, this really helped solidify my shooting practice. I like this pack by Vince because it also provides a different variety of angles that you'll need to take. This is where air roll becomes really important to ensure you get the shot into the net before it hits the ground. It also provides a range of distances to try and hit it from as well. As you can see, my power shots actually do need quite a lot of work. Probably why I went so badly in last night's tournament. The final pack is Sidewinders. Now this is a really great pack to work on your redirects and getting the placement. I find shots like this really emulate Grand Champion gameplay in a way. Packs like these also provide the opportunity for me to see what I actually really need to work on with my shots. Overall, just 20 minutes a day will help you improve your shooting immensely. I recommend doing 10 minutes in free play and 10 minutes in either one of these 3 packs that I've shown you today. So there we have it. This is how I learned how to shoot effectively and accurately in Rocket League. I know it's taken me quite a while to actually learn how to shoot properly in this game, and at times I still fall into those really bad habits of just air rolling way too much into my shots. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like some more tips on how to shoot accurately and effectively in Rocket League. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and why not check out this video on screen now. I'm Jack, and I'll see you next video. Catch ya!